Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to go over my Filofax. I've had so many questions about this recently, so I thought I'd do a little bit of a flip through and add in my new inserts for the new year. I've had so many questions about like where I get things from, so I'm just going to kind of go over how I use my Filofax. First of all, I've already taken out all of my all the inserts, all the things that I used last year, all the things I didn't use last year, all my notes and stuff. I actually found this really useful because I went through all of my plans, all of the things, all of the like, here's what I'd like to do. I highlighted everything that I didn't do this year, everything that was on my list, and I put it in to a new list of like, here are all the things that I'd like to do for 2025. So that was really useful. It was kind of like a bit of a reflection, a bit of a rundown of here are the things that are still on the to-do. I also realized from the inserts that I had that I didn't use what I wanted to buy for the coming year. And I really didn't need to buy into, like, I really like this. I like the month to view for planning, but I really didn't need individual weeks because I don't plan that way. I like to see a month to view and then I like lists. So with that in mind, I have purchased accordingly. I also wanted to do this now so that I could, these were the ones that came for free that I didn't like quite so much because I wanted to show you where I'd bought my new inserts from. Oh, I've just remembered as well because I've got these in here, which was stuck on, which I realise now was a mistake because although it was cheaper, see this is how I plan, although it was cheaper to get the stickers, they were only going to be useful once. So I believe I have actually purchased some proper inserts that will see me through. We'll see, because I bought these a few weeks ago. They arrived and I didn't want to open them until I was filming. So first of all, I ordered these from Crossbow Planner Co. I did talk to my friend about this recently and I said, the problem with Etsy is I can't remember. I buy from this woman. I've bought from this woman, I think 3 or 4 times now, specifically from the same shop. But when someone says, where do you get your inserts? I say Etsy, because there's no brand awareness. I can't remember Crossbow Planner Co. If she had her own website that I was buying from, I'd have a bit more of a connection with the brand. And you know what? I'm going to look after this to see if she has got a website because I really love her stuff. The paper that she uses is a really nice, thick stock, and her designs are gorgeous. Right, so bit of a haul for you first of all. What is this? Oh, this is just this is so cute. That's so cute. 30-day challenge habit tracker. I also have a habit tracker in here that I didn't use very much, so we'll look at that. And a little I'm rooting for you card with love from Jordan. It's just such a gorgeous, everything she does is so beautiful. Thank you for your order, Michaela. This package was put together especially for you in this beautiful like vellum paper. So this is what I got first of all. I wanted a year to view because I didn't have that this year. And especially when I'm planning holidays and like looking at a glance at like, how are we doing something? How is this spreading out across the year? Not just how is this? Like when I dot in my holidays, I book everything, all my annual leave from work at the beginning of the year. And I like to see that dotted out so I know I've got a nice spaced out annual leave and it's not all clumped together. So I'm going to highlight all the days that I booked off. Let's put that in there first of all. I also thought, I was looking at dashboards and I considered buying like a cute little motivational dashboard. But instead I bought this and I thought this can be my dashboard. This can be in the first page in my planner because it's handy, it's still beautiful, and it tells me this is the year that we're on, 2025. How exciting. Yearly overview. What is this? I can't even remember what I bought at this point. Yearly overview. Oh, okay. So maybe my plan was that this would just be a beautiful dashboard and this was going to be the one that I actually write in. I think that was probably what I did. So then the next page, I'll put in my yearly overview. And this can be the one that I scribble things in. I will likely just highlight the blocks, but I'll feel a lot more comfortable doing that on there and that being, I mean, I still might just highlight my little dates, but isn't that beautiful? It is, it's simple, but it's so nice. Right, next I have 2 more, monthly planner and monthly This is like month to view. So this was the one that I knew I wanted to buy. I actually have somewhere another like blank, undated month to view, and I can't find it anywhere. So eventually I'll find that, and it's undated, so it doesn't matter. So this is just the months. There's no weeks, because that's pointless for me. This is just the months. I think I decided I was going to put that, yeah. So this will disappear because this is like what I've got left of the current year, which again, these are pointless pages for me, but I do really like this. This is how I organize my content. And then the back, this is all notes, all of this stuff. So I've got tons of note paper still, absolutely loads. I've also got a stack back here. I didn't need to buy any more note paper. I'm good for that. I'm going to have, I'll put actually in the back of here, I'll put my monthly 2025. So once I finish with the last page of December, I'll go into, oh, that is so beautiful. And I'm just the thickness of the paper compared to the paper that you get with the Filofax. There's nothing like it. Right, and then the final thing that I purchased from Crossbow Planner is this monthly planner, which is goals and priorities, must-do tasks. This is something that is, again, undated. So if I decide that I'm not going to use it all the time, it's not wasted. I can potentially use this 1 month if I'm feeling particularly motivated. Listen, sometimes I'll go a month or two without even using this, and I just kind of like fall out of love with planning that way. And then I go back to it and I'm like, yes, can't get enough of it. And so I do like undated things like this. Same as with the habit tracker, which I'll show you in a second. But this basically is just double-sided, exactly the same. So as and when I feel like I want something more than just a note page, if I, at the beginning of the month, I'm feeling super motivated, I'm like, right, this is what I'm going to do. I could even use this per week if I was feeling extra, like I want to get on top of it. I'm not feeling like this is wasted if I don't do it every month. I can just use these as and when I feel like I want to use them. I think I'm probably going to put that at the front. I'm going to do that after the annual review. I'm going to maybe do it after the clear sheet. So there's a little bit of separation. And I think this, which is all notes, I think that's going to go to the back. I put that in there at the beginning recently because I was just like trying to get ahead of what do I really want? What am I trying to sort out at the moment? I was kind of using it more like a notebook. So I'll put that in with the notes at the back. So now we have beautiful dashboard yearly planner, my yearly overview. So this will be like all my annual leave. And then we've got the monthly planner. Oh, I didn't see this annual review. What am I grateful for? What I've learned this year. Did my schedule align with my priorities? Did I achieve my yearly goals? If not, why? How can I improve my next year? I think I'm going to do that for this year so that every time I open this, I see that. Like, this is what I was grateful for, rather than, because otherwise I'm only going to write in it once and then I'm going to throw it away. So I'm actually going to do an annual review on this page for 2024. So then I get straight into the monthly planner, which is like, here are my things that I want to do. My actual month by month stuff is going to be in section 2, which will be back here. Section 1, this is habit tracking. So if you noticed back here in my notes section here, this was from the beginning of 2024, maybe the end of 2023. These were my goals. This is what I wanted to try and do more of. 10,000 steps a day. That was like an absolute wash. Stretches, barely did anything. Weight training, I don't think I picked up our weight this year. And I've said this several times across a couple of different videos on my different channels. I want to start this now. So we're not quite in December as I film this. I'm going to set my goals for next year and I'm going to start in December so that when January comes, I don't feel overwhelmed. I'm hitting the ground running. So I'm going to change these somewhat. We'll talk about this in another video. I'm going to be a little bit more realistic. I think there's going to be some yoga, Pilates type stuff because in terms of strength and my physical, I'm considerably worse off now than I was a year ago. And in a year's time, I want to say I'm better. Even if I'm back to where I was a year ago, I have to improve. I've also got like resistance bands, that's for stretching, an outdoor walk every day, didn't do that. Cozy treadmill, very occasionally. Early mornings I did do, not all the time, but I did play around with that a little bit more this year. Smoker matches, Instagram and TikTok. TikTok pretty much we decided to scrap. But we did really push the Instagram smoker matches and I feel good about our progress. Personal Instagram, less so. I think maybe I'm going to focus a little bit more on that this year. I think there was a lot, I've got like blogs, blog posts, vlogs. There was a lot here last year that I just didn't know what my focus was going to be. I didn't know my direction on the internet, my personal direction. And I feel a lot more strong in that this year. I feel like towards the end of this year, I've made some choices and I'm going to have a better idea of the direction for next year. So I feel good about this. This was just a failure, but that just means that there's room for improvement. So I didn't do very well, in truth. And all of this shows you how well I did, because this is January. I started this. This was a habit tracker. I bought this from the same people from the Crossbow Planner Co. Oh no, I didn't. Take Note Planner Co. I must have bought some things from Crossbow and some things from another. That's actually Take Note. Anyway, I bought this habit tracker thinking this is going to be fantastic. I wrote down the habits that I wanted to do. I 9 days into 2024 and I stopped. So I've got all of these pages. And to be fair, these are actually dated, which is kind of annoying, but it doesn't mean anything because they're just numbers on a page. So I'm going to use these for 2025. I'm going to just scratch out the dates completely and I'm going to try again. We'll see how far I get. We'll see whether or not I can improve. I mean, I can't be worse unless I just don't even start. I can't be worse. So that's kind of how I use my planner. I use my planner for the most part to make notes. Here are the things that I want to do. And then across this section, as you can see in the months that I'm using at the moment, I make plans for like, here are the kind of videos that I want to do. I usually write down on this section, here are the videos I'd like to make this month. And then I slot them in across the month. And then hopefully I make them in that order. That's kind of the plan. But yeah, this section was pointless for me because I very rarely used it. I feel like I'm more of a notes kind of person. And so that's that. I also really like this kind of sticker. So if, for example, I have put something in here and I don't like it, I'll cut that in half and I'll stick it on so that I can change what it says. I also use these pens. This is a friction pen. It is erasable, so you can write on something. I'll show you. I'm sure you've seen these before, especially if you're into planner kind of stuff. But you can write on something and then you can erase it, which is fairly magical. If you are, I mean, it's not going to be like perfect, but if you are someone who's a little bit non-committal, don't like to write in things, you're going to love this kind of pen. I have a couple of these, which were kind of to keep information in. I did, at the beginning of the year, have all of my tax information for the business in this. And I don't know what happened to it. I'm sure it's in a stack of papers somewhere. Hopefully it's not information that I need that I don't have elsewhere, because I was keeping it safe in here. And when I opened all these things up and got rid of all of these sheets, all of that went with it. So maybe it's in with these stacks of papers. Maybe I'll go through all of that stuff before I throw it all away. But yeah, I do like to keep important information in there. And then I have these, which are great, and actually maybe possibly a better way of doing it than putting it in there, because it's not going to fall out. So you have, I think these came with it, the Filofax. I'm pretty sure they did. You have these just kind of popped in, and you can keep anything in them. You can keep just little mementos. I have lots of things that I keep throughout the year as like little keepsakes and stuff. I have one that's filled with stickers. This is stickers that I was going to use for, I probably still will. I have used them for sending letters to friends, especially my friend Molly, who lives in Hong Kong now. I can kind of send her stuff and it's cute to send stickers. Also like note cards and things. This is cute. Stuff to kind of keep in there. You could put stamps in there. You could put anything you want. or even little things like the stickers that you might want. You could, the world is your oyster. And then, like I said, I've got my pen, which fits nicely in the pen holder. And that is a very boring tour of my Filofax, but lots of you had questions, so hopefully, dull as it is, it's not exciting. I haven't got anything like fun and colourful or anything, but that is how I use my planner, and I feel good about the inserts that I've purchased this year because I know how I've used them in the past. I also had some questions about whether or not I would still buy Erin Condren. I wouldn't, purely because I bought this planner a year ago. I've had Filofaxes many times over the years. I had one as a teenager, way past it being cool. Like, it wasn't cool to have a Filofax anymore. And I had one till I was probably about 25. Then I started using the personal planner and I had all my information, all my dates and stuff in there. Then I moved to Erin Condren, although that's much more expensive. And then eventually I just kind of like phased out of the whole thing, and I would buy myself, you know, like those big desk planners that had the month to view, because that was the thing that I really liked. I really liked being able to plan my content like the month view. I also have month to view desk pads that I use for candle stuff. This is only for YouTube, really, that I use my planner. I don't really use it for any candle things. Potentially what I might do is get another one of these and just put it in one of these open slots, and that can be the candle stuff, because I don't want to have it kind of mixed up. I want it to be completely separate. So maybe this can be YouTube, and for 2025 I'll have one for candles as well. Maybe I'll do that. But I have historically just used these for content planning. And then when it comes to actually planning my life, I just do that on my phone now. I used to have everything. I used to carry a physical planner around with me everywhere. I used to have everything that I was doing written in a planner. And I think probably around 2020, when I stopped carrying a handbag everywhere because it just wasn't going to places, I stopped putting things in a physical planner, and now I just have everything on my phone, in my diary in my phone, every single thing that could possibly need to be in there. I did try to put all of this stuff into like a Google document. I tried to do it electronically, content planning, but I really like this on paper. So whereas I plan my life digitally, I plan all of my content on paper. I like to see it at a glance. I also really like the feel of a planner. And the reason I feel a Filofax is so much nicer than a personal planner or an Erin Condren, beyond the fact that it feels very wasteful and the cost is crazy now for the Erin Condren one, I like that you can swap things out. So like at some point during this year, if I decide I actually hate these inserts, I want to swap them out completely, I could get something completely different, make this entire thing totally different. I can add notes. I can add, like I said, I could add a whole section now in for doing stuff to do with the candles. I can make it as custom as I want it to be. And every year this can look completely different based on how I used it the previous year or how I want to use it for the next year. And it's just the customization that makes this absolutely fantastic. Finally, this is the A5 diary, which was tricky when I was looking originally. I thought the A5 diary was much smaller than this. But A5 refers to the size of the paper that is inside the diary, not the diary itself. So obviously this is larger than A5. The paper inside is A5. I am actually considering getting the A4 one because I think I would like that size, but this is small enough to put in a bag if I want to take it with me. So it's probably the perfect size, realistically. I got this from Amazon. I bought one this year for my friend Emma, and I bought one for my mom. I loved it that much. And I bought them the inserts that I thought would suit them. Time will tell whether or not they like it as much as I like mine. But I bought the red one because, I don't know, it just popped. And it also reminds me of Bridget Jones. So hopefully that was helpful, useful, entertaining.